Welcome friends, Johnny here, also known as Okero. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my first ever video. I was inspired to finally start this channel because just like many of you, I have a huge passion for art. Whether it's digital, traditional, photography, animation, film, I'm obsessed with all of it. And I've been on my art journey for about 5 years now, and all of the amazing things that I've seen, the people I've met, the friends I've made along the way has really inspired me to pay it forward. I want to be the quest giver that starts you off on an amazing journey. Am I the best at any of those things? Absolutely not. No way. Like zero chance at all. Zero. But I think it's important to emphasize the journey part of an art journey. That things take time, practice, and patience. So not only will I be giving you tips, tricks, inspiration ideas, but also to show you the mental and emotional roller coaster we all go through while trying to master something as lifelong as art. So I hope you all join me as I go through my adventures and how I find inspiration and technique wherever I go in life. I hope you enjoy both the growth of the channel and myself as time goes on, and I hope to see your growth along the way and that we power up together. One of the things that we all face right now is trying to find something to do or inspire us with all the things that are going on right now. One of the things I like to do is what I like to call the idea is really simple. I am going to pick something from my office, my kitchen, and my living room by spinning around in circles with the camera and my finger pointed at something, and whatever that lands on is going to be part of the still life. I'm going to say All Might? Okay, now let's head on over to the kitchen here. Set baby All Might down there. Let's give it a spin. Let's say T10. That looks good. And finally, we're in the living room. Hi, Gaspard.
No.
He's kind of the opposite of still, so I don't think we're going to use him for the still life. Let's try it one more time.
Thanks. Nap time now.
Looks like controller. Meow. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna set up some lighting and rearrange him into something that looks a little appealing. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I like having kind of a hierarchy of a big blocky shape with a more complicated shape and then a lower shape, and then I set up a lamp to the right here just to get some nice side lighting. And because I kind of want to sit down somewhere else, I am going to take a picture of this and use that for my reference. My weapon of choice is going to be an iPad Pro. This is one of the older model ones. If you want to work on just pencil and paper, if you want to use something else, please feel free to do so. If you want to follow along, I'm most likely going to be using Procreate for a lot of this stuff because it has a really awesome time-lapse feature, so I can use that to show you guys specific things. So I start off with a very loose sketch. My biggest priority with these sketches is to find the right proportions and silhouettes for my subjects. Now, what do I mean by that? I like to try and find where things match up with each other to make sure things are proportioned correctly. There are a lot of standard things that many of you probably already know, like how many heads tall somebody should be, or the elbows kind of meet up where the rib cage is. But when I'm doing something that involves a bunch of irregular items or things I'm not comfortable with, I try to find where these things meet, like the top of the T-tin and where it intersects with the bottom of the shoulder muscle on All Might, or how the lid kind of lines up with the bend in his elbow. Once you establish a few of those, you can keep on adding to them until you get some nice simple shapes and things line up. As soon as I have a rough idea of where all those shapes go, I lay down some flat color on a layer beneath my sketch layer, and just so I don't get lost while trying to fill them in. Then, merge the two layers together, and from here on out, it's just cleanup, using the liquify tool to adjust proportions, erasing things, shaping things, just general tidying up. You can see as well that I try my best and not noodle around too much. For things like still life, my goal isn't to create a masterpiece with it, it's just a study. So when I start, I like to think of a few goals I want to accomplish and set a time limit. For this, I spent about 90 minutes total, and I had a few things I really wanted to work on. The first one was amazing basic shapes. I had taken a class recently on dynamic sketching, and it was such an eye-opener to the fact that you don't have to just practice portraits to get good at headshots or drawing the same thing over and over and over again. Being able to break things down makes things much more manageable. I'm sure you all have seen those lighting tutorials where someone just paints over a ball. You just gotta take it that one step further and start thinking of things like the head as a ball, the nose as a triangle, or the eyes as a ball. Then you already know how to light them. So I really wanted to hammer down good proportional shapes and focus on making them appealing. The other thing I noticed was how much I liked the bounce light. The warm glow of the kitchen overhead light meeting the cool blue light from the windows bouncing off the counter and onto the objects. I definitely had a hard time with it, especially in All Might's face, but it's something to keep in mind for the future. I tried not color picking to see if my brain can wrap around it on my own, but next time I think I may just do it, then compare after, just to see what I'm missing. That leads me to my next point, which is, don't feel discouraged if things don't turn out the way you envisioned. I think especially in the age of social media, a lot of times we only see the end result, or even if we do see the process, it tends to be in a few screenshots or an animated GIF or a speed painting. You know, things take time, even for a master, so it's okay for things to take a while. And if things don't look right to you, instead of going for that gut reaction of, this sucks, I suck, I'm never gonna be as good as this person or that person, just take a few deep breaths and try to look at it a different way. Try saying, oh, this doesn't look right, and then ask yourself why. It could be that your colors are odd, the lighting is wrong, your shapes are a little muddy, etc., etc. Once you're able to turn a failure into a learning experience, you'll start growing like crazy. I know for me, even though my focus was on a lot of those really good shapes, I definitely could have cleaned it up or sharpened them better. I think there was a little bit of information lost between All Might's leg and the D-pad side of the controller, or the circle and the T-tin was a little muddy on the inside, but those are things that I can try and focus on next time. And there we go. That was my first ever video. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me today. If you could follow the frogs to like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And check out the links in the description for my Twitter and Instagram, and tag me if you did the still life. I would absolutely love to see what you did. Thank you again, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.